Suppose A, B, C are points in the plane with AB equals 40, AC equals 42. Let X be the length of the line segment from A to the midpoint of BC. Define the function f by setting f of x to be the area of the triangle ABC. Then the domain of f is an open interval PQ, and the maximum value R of f of x occur at x equals s. Find P plus Q plus R plus S. Let's start with finding R and S. Observe that these are the sides, A, B, C. This is 40, it's 42. So the area is, if the angle at A is theta, area is 1/2 times 40 times 42 times sine theta. Okay, and then observe that when theta is between, it has to be between 0 and 180 degrees. In that case, sine theta is between 1 and 0. Okay, hence the area, so the sine theta is between 0 and 1. Then the area is between, so this it multiplies to 840 times 1, less than or equal to 840 times 0. Hence, the maximum value of the area is when it equals 840. And in that case, this happens if and only if when sine theta equals 90 degrees. No, actually sine theta equals 1. And since theta is between 0 and 180, this implies that theta has to be 90 degrees. Or in other words, the maximum area, the maximum value of the area is 840. And I think this is R. So this, let's write it down. So this is R. And then it is attained when the triangle is a right triangle. So let's draw it. So this is 40, it's 42. And then this has to be 90-degree triangle. And we know that in right triangles, the median to hypotenuse equals the half of the hypotenuse, right? Because this is the center of the circumcircle, if you like. So this is how we obtain it. On the one hand. On the other hand, 40, 42, let's find the hypotenuse. So I think this is a Pythagorean triangle. So this is 2 times 20. This is 2 times 21. Observe that 20 is 5 times 2. So 20 is 2 times 5 times 2, and 21 is 5 squared minus 2 squared. So the hypotenuse has to be 2 times 5 squared plus 2 squared. And this is 2 times 29. And the median is half of the hypotenuse, so this has to be 29. And in that case, this is S. So let's write it down. So S equals 29. Okay, so we have two out of 4 quantities. Let's find the domain of X, or like the length from A to the midpoint of BC, if you like. And I would like to use complex plane to work it. We can use triangle inequality, which is okay, but I'm going to use complex to solve this problem or to find the domain. So I'm going to assume that these sides are on the complex plane. So let this be 42. The other is 40, has length 40. So this is angle theta. And then these are two complex numbers. And how can we find the median in terms of these numbers? So first of all, the first complex number is 42. This complex number actually equals 40 times e to the I theta, right? And then midpoint is just the average of those two numbers, right? So this is indeed 1/2 42 plus 40 e to the I theta. So in a sense, we would like to find the magnitude of this quantity, the upper and lower bounds. So let's work with it. So this actually simplifies to 21 plus 20 e to the I theta. Let's pull out 1, and then we just combine the rest in 20 parentheses. So this is 21 plus e to the I theta. Okay, and then let's check what the graph looks like of this thing, or the solutions, or just the points on the complex plane. Okay, so I'm going to just go one by one. So let's start with e to the I theta. E to the I theta is a unit circle centered around 0. When I add 1, it means I'm shifting it 1 unit to the right. Hence, it's going to shift this by 1 unit. And then multiply everything by 20. It's going to scale everything up by 20 with respect to origin. This is i.e. just scaling this circle so that it has 20, its radius is 20. Okay, and then finally we add 1, meaning that we are shifting the largest, like the new circle, by 1 unit to right. Okay, hence this is 1 plus 20 parentheses 1 plus e to the I theta. And observe that for each point on this line, we need to kind of measure the distance of this vector or the complex number, right? And it's fairly obvious to observe that this is the smallest that it can get, which is 1, and this is the largest it can get. Since the radius is 20, the diameter is 40, so there's an additional 40 here. So this part is 41. So the lowest it can get is 1, the highest it can get is 41. These are the other two quantities. So let's place them. So P, Q, so one of them is 1, the other is 41. And R and S are 840 and 29. So adding those, we get 911. And this is our answer.